guys, welcome to Sis
Get a Grip.
So we're actually going to continue with this experience and actually identify the red flags to look for when looking for a partner.
Yep. So, number 7 is if your significant other or spouse has a dark or secretive past. Oh my gosh.
I think that links to communication.
That does. But remember the article that you sent me where the guy had a whole past?
Oh my God. Humans of New York. I think this was a thing for like a week where this lady married a man. First of all, thank you, Humans of New York. I appreciate the work you do. We appreciate it because I put Stacey on. I think many people read this, where this woman was married to a man.
Can I say this before you continue?
Yes, please.
When you sent it to me, I was driving. I was like, if Gifty sent me this article, it was so long, but I was like, if Gifty sent it, it's a good read. So I parked my car over and I was just like, every picture I was like, oh,
that's how good it was.
The whole time, it was a good read.
That's how good it was.
Give them the gist of the story.
And I think it links back to the dark past, like a past that you just don't know of. But this couple has been married for years, have a family, children, grandchildren, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But they've been married for years. Long enough for them to produce their own children, for their own children to be able to read this article, and possibly our age. And the couple, she said one day they were in their house and the FBI busted in her house and ran to their room, which means they were looking for her husband specifically, and they said a name and he said, yes, that's me. And then they said another name. And he whispered, yes, that's me. And comes to find out, his past was he broke out of jail like at a young age. You know, like the security system wasn't that great back then, but this man was able to he got off a bus or something. Go to Humans in New York page, you'll find it's the African American couple. They live in Harlem now. Just look for that caption. And
it's a crazy story.
I think he escaped while the bus was en route or something. The moral of the story is this man escaped from the prison system twice.
Yep.
And married a woman, had children with her,
and he
started a family. Never mentioned anything to her and her family, their friends, until the FBI busted up in their house.
Yeah, and for me, that's a red flag. Granted, the story ends beautifully. Yes. I don't want to spoil it for you. If you don't know about the story, maybe we should share it on our page.
Yeah, Humans of New York.
Yes, that's going to be shared. But if that was crazy, and you don't want to wait till the FBI are busting down on your doors to know that your significant other was a ex-con, whatever the case may be. So, and like she said, it goes to that communication piece. You should vet out some of these stories because we all have dark pasts. Granted, we have our walls that we don't want to share till a certain point where we feel like this is something we actually want to get into, but you should communicate. And if these people are very hesitant to get into their past or it may be that they're not ready, but it just may be that they don't want you to know about what's going on in the past. So that is a red flag. And again, red flags it's a deal breaker. It's just things that you should just gravitate towards and try to fix. And if it could be fixed, then great. You got a great relationship. And if it's not, then think twice. Yeah, our opinions, just our opinions. Think twice.
As we always say, we're not experts.
At all.
Just sharing our life experiences. Second one, which when we discussed this, I really thought a lot about was if the individual has no resolution to past relationships, in a sense that not both.
This conversation is making me hot.
if they've had relationships that have just randomly paused, and this could be both intimate and family, friendship relationships as well. But if they have not resolved any issues, and this is very interesting because I think on the grand scheme of things, if a person has not been able to resolve an issue with a mother, a father, a sibling, I always ask myself, how can they love me? And how can they resolve an issue with me when I'm married to them? So then obviously, if your ex is still lingering around, that's a huge red flag. So you're just not gonna. we're
I
just
didn't
not
was even
working.
thinking about the sisters. I was thinking more about the relationship, but I like where you going with that. Can you go with that?
Well, that's like, I think we both experienced where like, okay, let me speak for myself, where like exes have lingered, but luckily my husband, he was smart, you know, he made the right decision. But other people are not so lucky in sometimes in those situations, and I'll see if an ex is always lingering around or just, hey, it's my birthday, we're going to dinner. Hey, I'm just
Lingering.
no.
This
Hey,
is my fingers for lingering, by the way.
like
If you're listening, it's just me waving my hands.
like those things, at least I believe, should not be happening. Now, as I say, to each their own. But in this Iden household, that is not a thing. Like,
Agreed.
no exes are lingering around. If you have any family issues, as I said, my siblings are near and dear to me. My mom and dad are near and dear. Like, my family and friends are near and dear to me. So if they have if you can't also get along with them,
True.
or you can't get along with your own people,
Right.
I also be like, you know, we're gonna start a family one day. Like,
Yeah.
how does that like fall into place? So if they're unable to mend relationships, with the understanding that not every relationship needs to be mended once it's broken, but the ones that are
Hit different. I like that.
like the ones that are at least what you as a couple deem valuable, and like a person within that relationship is still unable to mend those relationships, I think we should that should be a red flag for you. But definitely the exes, no exes lingering around. Nope,
No
that's
exes
not
lingering
me.
around.
Nope,
Yep.
Nope.
You need credit. That's those
Stacey
things.
loves this credit thing.
Oh, no, yeah, but if like people want closure, like if let bygones be bygones. If their relationship is past and it's gone, because some people harbor feelings for their exes, or like the relationship didn't quite end, so they're what's the thing we always say? They're in a situationship. Yeah, so now the situationship is spilling over into your relationship. Yeah, no. It's a no. Like, if the person seems indecisive, you should never be on the back burner. You should never be somebody's backup plan. You should be option A. And if you feel like there's some unsolved stuff with a past relationship, I'm talking more about an actual relationship and not like family, then no. When you're ready, come look for me, and if I'm still available, we can make it work.
Whoa! If I'm available, that's right.
If I'm available, we can make it work. But if I'm gone by then you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Sorry, guys.
That's it. We crazy. That's it. But
I'm
yeah,
glad we both were about to sing the same song.
I know. We gotta do a karaoke one day.
No. I can only sing gospel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think I'm good at like worldly music.
Well, I
secular
like Michael
music.
Jackson.
Be there.
Yeah, I always do that. I always sing 50 Cents in a club when I go to karaoke. I know all the lyrics.
Next. But we're not gonna dive.
Oh man, my phone's dead. You gotta say it. You can say it.
Okay. So second to last one is the relationship is built on need. Oh, I get it. Sorry, I didn't read that correctly. The relationship is built on the need to feel needed. Like, do you guys get that? Like,
Yeah, I think so. Is it like a clingy
yeah, you
kind
know,
of
like
thing?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
So-
yes.
Yeah. You want me to dive into that? You got it.
You could.
Okay. So a need to feel needed. So like you basically, there's this saying that people like the idea of love. They like the idea. They don't really like love in itself, but just being somebody to be there. What happens? Are you gonna love the person if they can't provide for you? Like if I just need you for a need, what happens when that need is not there? Are we still gonna make it through? So
We're actually I'm gonna share a personal story about that in one of our video experiences actually. Yeah, like if you're just wanting a person to fill a gap or to fill the mold for you, and without them you're not complete, or they express to you that without them they're not complete, I personally think, having gone through my own baggage in life, think that is a red flag.
Yes.
Because that means when people say, I can't live without you. Pause. You were born without this person. You lived your whole life without this person prior to meeting them. So it is possible to live without them. So when people say that from the heart of their heart and they mean it, I think that's definitely a red flag, because that means you're filling a void that apparently only you could fill, but when you're not there, the person can't function, or vice versa. And I don't think that's good, because the husband just picked good shows, but he also picked shows that like I start hating and then I like fall deeply.
That's why he's the husband,
right?
Hello.
He put me onto this show called Sisters in BT. Tyler Perry.
I gotta go see the show.
And in one of the episodes, a couple separated, blah blah blah, and the wife was unable. She literally said, "I can't live without him. Can't live without him." Shot herself dead. And that's why I say, like, when someone is at that, and I think this all goes back to mental health too, like when someone is at that mental state in their life, and you also begin to feel trapped, you also begin to feel like you can't move the way you do, but they also put that pressure on you, that is a huge red flag. Because the truth of the matter is, you come together as a married couple to fulfill a purpose, but also God has created us individually with assignments on this earth. You coming together, in my opinion, is a third assignment for you to do on this earth. Therefore, if this person is not able to do their God-given task alone, then I think that's a red flag.
I think that's a red flag too. And to go part of that need, like, you should never have to need anyone or anything so much that you can't function. Yeah, because I think you want to go into a relationship whole. Like, you're whole, you're healed, you have gone through your isms and you've just healed and you're fine. And you can bring that, because imagine if the other person has isms too. Like, now you guys are both like, you guys don't know what to do, because everybody got their own issues and nobody really know who they are. Nobody has really established an identity for themselves. So you can't, if somebody is too, I don't want to say needy, because I feel like I'm a needy person in my relationship.
Posted is a must once a month. Cuddle is a must.
Exactly. I feel like I'm needy. I don't know if needy quite captures it. It's just more like a high dependence to a point where you're like disabled.
That's perfect. A high dependency on a person.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
All right, great.
Perfect. And to end this off, and I think this is just a given, but the truth of the matter is, I've also met women who this was not a given for them. But if your partner is abusive,
case closed. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say you don't know how to explain that, right? Because I've met females who have been in an abusive relationship, who've left the partner and have gone back to the person. And for me, I always sit back as the outsider and ask myself, like, how do you do this, right? But sometimes, as you said, love is so engulfing that you don't know how to back out of it.
It's true.
So it's hard for me to judge, just because, or not hard for me to judge, we're not judging anyway. It's hard for me to comment just because I've witnessed it.
Yeah, it's hard.
But I don't know, and I say this specifically for women, like, if a man brings you down physically, mentally, emotionally, like, you know, just doesn't bring the best out of you, then I think that's all forms of abuse. Yeah. Judge me if you want, that's fine. No, I don't think definitely. Abuse is not just, I'm gonna hit you in your face and give you a black eye. Yep. There's mental, emotional, physical, like all of that. Like, and I think if your partner brings that out of you or gives you that, then I don't think that is a person ever worth being with, because this is someone you're gonna close the door with.
Be stuck in the house by yourself.
And this is someone you're gonna lay in bed with. You know, like, and if that level of comfort is not there because they're abusing you in those different ways, then personally speaking, I don't think that person is worth your time.
Absolutely. And I think, like, if you are, like, this is not for people whose relationship have developed to a point. These signs are supposed to be meant for identifying red flags early in the stages that, like, in the courting stage. So these pointers aren't for well-established relationships, right? I mean, they can be helpful, but this video is more catering to somebody who is in a relationship, maybe the beginning stages of the relationship, where it's like, these are signs I should look up for. If somebody within the first month, 2, even the first year, I mean, you don't really know nobody in a year, so within the first year, if you already experiences a physical, definitely don't wait till it gets to, like, within the first month, like, if some stuff like that happened. But like, there's this saying in the Ghanaian language, she minds to sing, you say like, behavior is really like pregnancy. You can think you can hide it all you want, but eventually is going to show, and the person's real colors are going to show. And the moment that the first time you get the person upset and they lift a finger at you
a finger, that's all it is.
That's it. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, maybe it was just out of anger, so he did it or she did it. It goes both ways. Listen, our boys are being abused out here, but nobody's standing up for them.
That's very true.
But yeah, it goes both ways. You shouldn't wait and say, oh, maybe it was. And love is engulfing, and we advise there are abuse hotlines, utilize them. There are anonymous tip hotlines. Just use the help that is within your reach. I mean, sometimes it's difficult to tell an outsider, and that we should probably do an episode on that later, like sharing too much with your relationship with like family, because when they get involved, they want to just pull you out of the situation, not understanding all the different components. Because sometimes in those situations, there's so much good. Like, it feels like it's just a little bit to give up for all that good that it comes to us. So if there's help, seek professional help. If there's not, there are a lot of hotline and a lot of support for women and men who are abused, mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever.
I also want to say this, that Stacey mentioned that this is for people who are courting, but I also think these are red flags that you can look for in a marriage. With understanding that you can, I always say you can tell when something's about to go left, right? So I think these are red flags. And I heard someone say, I read a meme. I read a meme that said, I think it was a woman who wrote this, like, I thank God for my sixth sense. And I was like, what you talking about? And when you scroll down when you slide to the next page, it said her instinct was her sixth sense. So I think mostly as females, we can also tell when we are in a relationship and or when you're married, when your marriage or relationship is going left. I think these are also red flags that you can use to see, like, what am I or what is happening in my marriage to fix it, not to get divorced, because I think
that is not in the
conflict,
vocabulary.
Yep, that is. We don't say that word. Like, that's not an option.
The D word.
That's what we say too. The D word. Like, we. I thought of something, so we don't.
I know you did.
But like, not to say we're getting divorced, we're separating. No, it's more to say, like, I'm gonna go on my knees and pray about the situation, right? Because I want my marriage to work. So I think it goes both ways. Where red flags is definitely when you're courting. Before you get married, these are definitely things you should look out for. But more importantly, like, in a marriage, you have to understand that sometimes, things happen and you begin to go left and do things unconsciously.
Yeah.
These are things you should also keep in mind as a married couple, to try to make sure that, like, you fix your marriage for it to go the right way as well. And we say this with the understanding that we are in the beginning phase of year 2 of our marriage, and we're not experts in that
at all. No, we're not.
Yeah, but
we're just starting.
Yeah, we are just starting. But I also know that these are things I always I'm always mindful of, and other things as well, in order to make sure that my marriage do become like as successful as other marriages I've seen. So,
yeah, I think that's a great way to conclude it, Mrs. Ida.
Mrs. Ida. I love my name.
Ida.
I see I do.
I'm dead.
They're gonna be that.
But yeah, I think that's a great way to conclude it. Again, we're not experts. These are just red flags that we have thought about. We'll actually be interested to see what you guys think about.
Yes, please comment below. We appreciate that.
Yes, we love when they do that. So if you guys have like red flags that maybe we have missed, maybe red flags that we should include, red flags that you feel like maybe aren't red flags at all that we have mentioned. Definitely vent, let us know. And we are open. Like we said, it's a two-way learning experience. So we're interested to know.
Yeah, and we're also trying to create a sisterhood where people can share experiences and feedback and commenting on the video experiences. So if you also have red flags, maybe someone may click onto it and read it and be like, oh, this is not something Gifty and Stacey mentioned, but it was like mentioned by a cis get a grip person. So
Yeah.
sure, we're creating a sisterhood. Cis get a grip, sisterhood, you know?
Sis. And our brothers too, because we know the brothers be watching.
The brothers definitely be watching,
Yeah.
which we appreciate. So thank you guys for tuning in to this video experience, and look out for the next one. What's the favorite thing? Like, subscribe.
Oh yes, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you're not following us on IG, it is Sis Get a Grip. We'll try to spell it this time. It's SISGETAGRIP. We did it! Oh my God! Thank
Don't
God.
judge us, but we haven't gotten that right like many times.
We never know how to spell that. Like, it's so crazy. But yes, Sis Get a Grip on IG. If you're following us on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is also going to be available on audio via Spotify,
Yes.
Podcast, Apple Podcast.
Google.
Forget to tune into Sis Get a Grip.